So I'm Terri Bonin. In case you don't know, let me let these people in. We still have people coming in. And some people think it's at 8:30, so I'll probably be letting people in for a while, but that's okay. So people have asked me about sleep just, oh my goodness, all the time. And before I started studying for this class, I was like, well, you know, just don't look at blue light. Just get off your phone. Don't drink caffeine. It just seemed like probably a simple answer. And while it is a simple answer, it's more than just not drinking caffeine or not looking at blue light. There are some definite life habits that we can put into place so that we can go to sleep, stay asleep, and get that sleep that we need. Okay. And awesome. Okay, so hopefully the waiting room will slow down for a minute here and we can get started. Welcome everybody. Hi Maria and Catherine and Christy and Crystal and Destiny and Elena and Emma and Hannah and Helen and Laura and Billy Joe. Hey. And Melanie and Morgan and Pamela and Rachel and Robin. Sandra. I sound like Santa Claus, don't I? I'm calling the roll. It's good to see everybody. Okay, here's Jennifer. I want a few more people in. I don't want anybody to miss anything. So, okay, so everybody have your pencils ready because I'm going to really fast. And I am happy to send you like some bullet points if you don't get it all down at the end of this, okay? So here we go. So how you sleep is private until it's not. When sleep is a constant struggle, it becomes public knowledge by the way it affects every area of your life, you know? So first it's gonna affect your health, and then it's gonna affect your relationships. And for me, it's gonna affect my appearance. I cannot hide. And let me help you out there. Okay, so I just start to look really haggard and can't hide the sleepiness if I am sleep deprived. And I think that that's probably the case for most people. So, oops, there's Hannah. You might not actually need more sleep. You might need to sleep smarter. You might just need better sleep. So grab your pens, grab your paper, and get ready to write fast because I am going to actually cover a lot tonight. Oops, here's Anna. Let me welcome her in. Hi, Anna. Welcome, welcome. Okay. So for some reason, it's not muting up on entry. So we're just going to give grace, and I'll just probably pause and mute people as they come in if I need to. Okay. So it's usually not from one single thing. It's usually not just one thing, but it's typically an accumulation of wrong turns throughout your day. Studies have shown that one night of sleep deprivation can make you as insulin resistant as a person with type 2 diabetes. One night. And think about that with college students. A lot of people will say, my health went downhill in college. I gained the freshman 20 or whatever. That could have been sleep deprivation on steroids. Letting people in. Welcome, welcome, guys. If you won't mind muting yourselves, just to keep down on the extra ones. Okay, so deep restorative sleep is the secret sauce. When your sleep is on point, you are likely to experience a lot of benefits, okay? So let's look at these benefits. And I know that you can relate to these. Better skin. You're going to feel more rested. If you're doing the longevity challenge, make sure that you put into practice what I'm teaching tonight because it will help your skin. You'll have a more youthful appearance. Let me move this. Yeah. Emotional regeneration. I mean, it's hard to be nice when you're tired. And that's not just the case for toddlers, you know? So you're going to have decreased risk of stroke and heart disease. You have fewer accidents. Who gets clumsy when they're tired? I mean, hello. I can tell you that we could have avoided a broken arm in our family if we had all been in bed. So that's a real thing. Fewer accidents. Lower levels of inflammation. You know that inflammation is the cause of all disease. It's the root cause. You're going to have enhanced function of the immune system and lower risk of cancer and infection. You will have hormone balance. You're going to have faster rate of weight loss. If you're trying to lose weight and you're not getting enough sleep, it's not going to happen. You'll have decreased pain. When you're tired, everything hurts more. Can anyone relate to that? So decreased pain, stronger bones, lower risk of Alzheimer's disease, cognitive decline. So like if you want a strong memory, make sure you're getting better sleep, and you're just going to have longevity. It's going to extend your life. So let's jump right in. Preparing for a good night's sleep, a good night's rest actually starts first thing in the morning. And I thought this was really interesting. So getting morning sunlight during the day can greatly improve your quality of sleep several hours later. 10 minutes of direct sunlight between 6 a.m. and 8:30 a.m. will jumpstart your circadian cycle. So we all have the circadian cycle of awake hours and asleep hours, and getting that early morning sun is going to jumpstart it. In fact, a deficiency of natural light exposure during the day can lead to abnormal hormone cycles and poor sleep at night. So if you're not getting enough sun, you're probably not sleeping well, and you probably didn't relate the two. What can you do? If sunlight is not an option for you, let's say you work in the mines, you work underground, you work the night shift, or you're traveling a lot, you're flying, whatever. There are some things that you can do. First of all, you definitely want to supplement your vitamin D. You definitely want to supplement vitamin D. Young Living has a wonderful super D that's chewable, and one of the chewables is like 1,000 milligrams. So if you're looking for 5,000, you can choose 5, whatever you're looking for. Just be sure you're supplementing D3. You can get this Carex Light Therapy Lamp. It's rich. I'll share the link with you. But you set it on your desk, or you set it wherever you are, and it shines the same light that your body would be getting from the sun. I don't know how that works, but it is called light therapy, and light therapy works. So if you know somebody who works the night shift, give them the Carex Light Therapy Lamp for Christmas. I think that would be a great gift. Okay, so you're going to start your morning with enough sun. Now, what you eat during the day also affects your quality of sleep. Simple sugars, honestly, you know it. I don't have to say it. We know we should not be eating sugar. It just messes up our hormones across the board. So what are we supposed to eat? I mean, there are whole courses written on this. There are classes and books and debates and podcasts. You know, you could just really submerge yourself into what to eat. So I am not going to go into a lot. I mean, it's whole food. You're going to eat what God made from the ground. So you want to have a protein breakfast that's going to keep your insulin down in order to optimize your hormone function and fat loss. So don't eat simple carbs for breakfast. Don't eat sugary cereal. If you're eating sugary cereal in the morning, I bet you're not sleeping at night. I bet you're really struggling. So, and when your body wants real fuel, it's looking for glucose, but your brain is saying, sugar, give me sugar. And so you're going to go to, you know, maybe your sugar cereal or orange juice or just sugar. Ningxia Red, in my opinion, is the perfect way to start the day. It's actually the first thing I put in my mouth every single day because it's like a perfect food. It has protein, it has fiber, it has the right glucose for the brain, for all the brains, not just your one brain, all your brains. So I love Ningxia Red. 1 ounce, as you can see on this, is equal to 2 pounds of wolfberries. Oh my goodness, it's so concentrated. The Ningxia wolfberry has the highest antioxidant count of any food on the planet. And you know the antioxidants play a huge role in keeping you from aging too fast, keeping you from losing your memory, developing arthritis, inflammation, and all that. So we've got to have those antioxidants, and Young Living has the, Ningxia Red has the biggest punch there. Ningxia is also sunscreen for the eyes. I don't know if you know this or not, but if you are in the sun too much and they're not shaded or protected, you can get cataracts. That's how you get cataracts. Your eyeballs get sunburned. So you want to protect your eyes. Now, if you just wear regular sunglasses that don't have actual UV protection and the kind of protection that Ningxia Red has with its colors, the red color, you're opening up the pupil of the eye and actually causing more damage. So if you're wearing cheap sunglasses, you're going to cause more damage to your eyes. Okay, so I keep calling Ningxia Young Living. It's by Young Living. So Ningxia Red's mineral profile and balance has no match in the animal kingdom. I love this. So it has the perfect mineral balance. Let me give you an example. Too much calcium, if you take too much calcium, you're going to get a zinc deficiency. What's going to happen if you get a zinc deficiency? It's going to suppress your immune system. You're going to catch all sorts of sicknesses and get anemia. Low iron, you're cold all the time. It's dangerous. You could bleed to death. You don't do that. It has a 1-to-1 magnesium and calcium ratio, which is perfect. Zinc to copper is 2-to-1, which is perfect. And potassium to magnesium, 8-to-1. It's perfectly balanced with its minerals, which is important, because if you're trying to piecemeal your supplements so that you feel well and you can sleep deep and all that, you're going to mess yourself up. I have tried piecemealing before, and I really messed my body up. So I like that Ningxia is it takes the guesswork out of those micronutrients there. Okay, specific foods to jumpstart our melatonin are, I'm going to write this down. You want to eat these foods throughout your day. Avocados, brown rice, cherries, oatmeal, wild salmon, not farm raised salmon. Watch a documentary on that, more information on that. Never eat farm raised salmon again. Sweet potatoes, those foods will help to jumpstart your melatonin, which melatonin is a very important hormone. So as a general rule, it's best for the body if we don't have food on our stomach when we're going to sleep at night. So you want to give your body about 2 to 3 hours to digest before you go to sleep. The reason why is your body wants to restore and recover. If it's trying to digest, you're not going to go into a deep restorative sleep, and you're not going to wake up fully rested, because your body was trying to do both things. It was trying to rest and digest, and it shouldn't have to do both things at once. Okay. So body weight exercises. Living a life of movement is going to help you sleep at night. So you want to get your heart rate up and encourage the secretion of daytime hormones. While you're waiting for your coffee to brew or your water to boil or whatever morning drink you make, stretch. Throw your leg up on the kitchen counter if you can and stretch, or just lean down and stretch. Do some big stretches in the morning to get your blood flowing. Another idea, and I do this all the time. I know if anybody was peeking in my windows, that they would be like, what in the world is she doing that? She is so weird, but it works for me. I will do push-ups on the counter just to strengthen my arms, get my blood flowing. It feels really good. I challenge you, if you're not already doing some body weight exercises and you're not using arm weights and whatever, then do those resistant push-ups against your counter, your bathroom or your kitchen countertop, and I bet you'll be sore. Do like 3 sets of 10 or 3 sets of 20, and you're going to feel so good. Your blood will be flowing and your arms will feel nice and sore the next day, which is a good thing. Okay, so deciding to live a life of movement and health looks different than exercising 1 hour a day. So if you sit in front of a computer and you have a job where you're sitting all day and you go to the gym at night for an hour, you are actually only moving 4% more than people who do not exercise. So graduation going to the gym, I think it takes great commitment and discipline to get to the gym. But if you will get up once an hour and walk around your house, walk around your office, take the stairs, don't take the elevator, just live a life of movement, do a few push-ups on your desk, whatever, it will get the blood flowing. It'll wake up your brain, clean your lymph nodes. It will tell your body to be awake. And it, in turn, you're going to sleep better at night because of it. So remember, if you're not used to this, it's because our habits are set in stone. Like by the time you're an adult, everything like you're not even thinking about it. Think about you get up, you go to the bathroom, you brush your teeth, you make your coffee. You're thinking about other things when you're doing your morning routines. It's because you've developed habits. You can change those habits, and it's going to feel a little bit clunky at first, probably, but it's worth it if you're going to be more awake during the day and sleep better at night, have more energy, have more focus, and feel better. So, okay, let's talk about the afternoon slump. Everybody feels that 3 p.m. lull in energy. And when I was a teenager, I worked at TCBY, and I was always amazed at how the line for yogurt was out the door at 3 p.m. It was like the Benedict Society. I don't know if y'all have seen that show where the whisperer is telling people what to do and everybody does it. It's like everybody heads for sugar at 3 p.m. So prepare for that. Know that you're going to have a dip in your day and support your body well by being prepared. So foods to reach for during this afternoon slump will be things like an apple and cheese, raw nuts, and a few raisins. You're looking for glucose that's made from whole fruit, natural protein, and fiber, because this glucose, protein, and fiber combination is perfect for the afternoon slump. It's not going to drop you low and make you more exhausted, but it's going to give your body the fuel that it needs to remain awake until it's actually time to go to sleep. I personally love Ningxia wolfberries. I don't know if any of you on this call have tried them, but they're so yummy. They are chewy, full of fiber and nutrients. I feel great when I eat them. It feels like a bad treat because they're so yummy, but it doesn't make me feel nasty. So since I'm talking so much about Ningxia, I want you to know a little bit about why it's so good. It is grown in China, and some people do have a problem with that, but it is China's equivalent of USDA organic. It holds the gold certificate in China. So they're grown with no fertilizers, no pesticides, no irrigation. No irradiation, no dyes, no heavy metals, lead, arson, mercury, or cadmium. So, oops, we took it off. But it is upstream. The Yellow River, which is upstream from all the polluted cities, flows down and waters the Ningxia with minerals every year. So it's very clean, and the wolfberries don't grow with so much, with so many nutrients in any other part of the world because they're the silt and the minerals coming from the Yellow River feeding the Ningxia farm just sets these berries apart. Let me see who needs to be muted. Take care of this real fast. If your body doesn't have the dense nutrition that it needs, you're not going to be fully awake or going to a complete restorative sleep. That's why I'm spending time talking about nutrition, because it's what you put in your mouth and when you stop putting things in your mouth matters to your sleep. So remember that if you need to remake your relationship with food so that you can sleep better, it's going to be worth it. Okay, another easy button for me is nitro, which is also a Ningxia product. It does have caffeine in it. It has just enough caffeine to give you that little bit of jump, but it also has essential oils to give you cognitive support. When we get tired, what do we get? We get kind of sometimes confused. We forget names. We just forget what we're doing. We get fuzzy. We're not sharp in our brains. So nitro will give you that energy boost and that cognitive support so that you can remain sharp to finish out your day strong. It's literally an easy button. So love, love, love Ningxia, Wolfberries, Nitro, all of those things. If you haven't tried them yet, I highly recommend them. I recommend that you try them for 30 days. I'm trying for 30 days. And then if you stop taking them, you're going to be like, okay, wait. I didn't realize I felt so great. It's one of those things. Okay, now I'm going to move into some supplements and oils that will help you sleep at night. But before I do, I have to address this. If you have been taking Young Living supplements and some oils and you're not sleeping, you probably have parasites. You are either extremely vitamin deficient, which could be the case. Most people are vitamin deficient, but a lot of people have parasites. Parasites are on a different circadian cycle than we are. So as our body lays down to go to sleep, those darn parasites wake up and start multiplying. And I know this for a few reasons. I know it firsthand because it happened to me. I was like, why does my stomach come alive at night? It's making me crazy. I literally can't sleep. So I read a book by LeeAnne Deardorf. And sure enough, she said that parasites can keep you up and they come awake at night. But there are 2 ways to get rid of them. Young Living's Parafree gets rid of them in 3 days. She took patients who had parasites and she tested these products on them. So Parafree will kill your parasites in 3 days. You're not going to stop taking it in 3 days because parasites lay eggs, give birth, lay eggs, give birth, lay eggs. So, and I think the incubation time is like 6 weeks for some of them. So, you know, you're going to want to get rid of them, but they're dead. They're not moving anymore in 3 days. The other one she said that works but takes longer is wormwood. She took wormwood, black walnut, pumpkin seed, and cayenne, and that also killed the parasites, but it took 3 weeks. So they both work. Get what you can get your hands on. If you feel like you might have parasites keeping you awake. If your legs start itching at night, if your skin starts itching, they could be in your blood. Don't be grossed out. They can be killed. Most people have carriers. It's totally fine. So I just want to put that out there in case you're like, I've tried all the supplements. I've tried all the oils. I'm not sleeping. So you start with parasites. Okay. Now we're going to move on to supplements. But of course, let me quickly talk about why Young Living. Whenever I talk about Young Living, did I go too fast here? I have not been paying attention to my slides. Hold on a second. Yeah, right here. Young Living is set apart with their seed to seal. Whenever I talk about oils, I want whoever's listening to know so they don't run out to the health food store, run out to the grocery store and end up hurting themselves or not getting a result and then think I'm a liar, you know. But Young Living owns and operates their own farms and they work closely with their partner farms. They hand weed and they use 0 pesticides. They do soil testing all the way back for 50 years, which is amazing. They have low pressure and low temperature distillation, which is important, without the use of solvents or synthetic chemicals. That's why we can ingest their oils. Those cheap oils y'all are seeing at the grocery store have high pressure and they have synthetic chemicals and solvents added to them, so they're actually harmful. Young Living has rigorous testing on each batch by internal labs and third-party facilities. And their oils that are carefully reviewed, I'm sorry, I can't speak English right now. Their oils are carefully reviewed through every stage of the process. Let her in the waiting room. Just a second, I'm so sorry. Let them in. Hey, Andrea. Okay, so now let's move on to the supplements that are all essential oil infused and work very well. Okay, first, master formula. Everyone needs a multivitamin because our food is depleted. So Dr. Purser says If you're just off and you just don't feel healthy and you can't get it all in order, just start with Master Formula before you do a lot of tests, before you run and do a sleep study and all these panels and spend a lot of money. It can become expensive trying to figure out what's wrong. Before you jump into that part, he says, just take Master Formula for 100 days and then get a blood test and you'll more accurately see where you're deficient. So do that for 100 days before you do any blood work. Golden turmeric. So golden turmeric is a new product that Young Living put out. I have a very high-strung husband who's type A, high energy. He likes energy drinks, you know, he likes all that. And so sometimes sleep is a problem. He tells me that when he drinks golden turmeric before bed, he goes into the deepest sleep that he has, that he can achieve. So he loves this golden turmeric. It's 24 times more bioavailable than regular turmeric. So I watched a documentary on spices, and spices are amazing for us. God gave us spices for healing and wellness, just like he gave us oils. It's all coming from the plant, right? Which he gave us herbs and plants and oils for wellness and healing. Well, the spices sold at the grocery store, a lot of these name brand and mainstream companies are adding sawdust to their spices to make them go further and be bulkier. So that's why you're not getting healing benefit from turmeric sold at Kroger. I mean, it's unfortunate, but it's just the way it is. So you know that golden turmeric is 24 times more bioavailable. You can just take a little half teaspoon at night and really you'll feel the difference. Mineral essence. According to two-time Nobel Prize winner Linus Pauling, you can trace he says, you can trace every sickness, disease, and every ailment to mineral deficiency. Mineral essence has more than 60 different minerals. So we need a lot. Having essential oil infused into your minerals does make a difference on whether you will assimilate them or not. So has anyone ever taken magnesium or minerals and gotten diarrhea? Okay, well, a study was done on some people and they were given minerals without essential oils, just liquid trace minerals, 1 teaspoon of liquid trace minerals. And within 24 hours, they all had diarrhea. A few weeks later, the same people were given a double dose of the same 1 teaspoon of liquid trace minerals, but those were infused with essential oils, double dose, and not one of them got diarrhea. So having essential oils in your minerals will help you to assimilate them. Otherwise, you're just peeing them off. I take mineral essence and drop it in our bathtub and let our skin absorb it. It tastes like bee pollen, alcohol. I don't know what it tastes like. It's not delicious. It's easier to put on your skin. And so your body will absorb it if you put it in your bathtub or soak your feet in it. But a lot of people are not sleeping deeply because their minerals are off, and that's their one thing. Okay. Sleep essence. Sleep essence has 4 powerful essential oils that have unique sleeping properties: lavender, vetiver, valerian, and ruta. So if you're really struggling to sleep, you're going to take this internally and you're going to pop a needle into it because it's a little gel thing and put it on the bottom of your feet. It's also good to pop a little needle into it and put it on the bottom of your kids' feet. It'll be absorbed into their bodies and they'll sleep like little babies. So you can take that one internally and put it on. Valerian is known for its sleep properties. I don't know if you've ever smelled valerian or tasted valerian, but it's awful. I mean, it really is. It smells a little bit like dirty feet. That's why it knocks you out. No, not really. But valerian is good, and it will promote it's like known for being a sedative. So you can take straight valerian if you want, or ruta vela is, it's short for ruta and valerian, and it has lavender, valerian, and ruta in it. And it's a great roller bottle that Young Living sells, and you can rub it on the bottom of your feet before bed for a deeper sleep. Okay, a side note, I'm giving you oils and products to to use at night, to put on right before you go to sleep. I'm assuming you know to be in a dark room. So it's important that you're in a dark room and that you don't have any blue lights in there. Even if you sleep with a sleep mask on and cover your eyes, I found this so interesting. Your skin can read light. So a study was done on some people and they put sleep masks on them and put a dime size light on the back of their leg, and their hormones still reacted as if the light was on in the bedroom. So hide the light from your skin too. Just make sure. It's ideal to not be able to see your hand in front of your face. That's how dark you want it. ImmuPro. Okay, ImmuPro is a wonderful supplement for those nights that you don't feel well and that you're fighting something. So sometimes you're exposed to something and your body just needs a little extra support, immune boosting properties. So ImmuPro has that. It also has melatonin, which is the hormone that does a million things for our bodies. Melatonin fights so many diseases. It's calming, it helps you sleep. It's famous for being a natural remedy for restoring both quality and quantity of sleep. So melatonin is an important hormone, but because it's a hormone, you need to be careful about how much and how often you're using it. Supplementing melatonin each night is going to mess up your hormones. So ImmuPro is not an every night supplement. Your body will stop making melatonin on its own and you will develop a long-term sleep problem. So you can essentially shut down your body's ability to make melatonin if you're taking it every night. So people who, buy melatonin and they're taking it, all of a sudden they can't sleep, they can't get enough, it's not working, and their body's not making it. That's a big mess to be in. There's a lot of retracing steps to fix that. But I believe that it can be fixed. So, okay, moving right along. Unwind was designed for children to calm them down, help them get into a relaxed sleep state before bed or when they're hyper or whatever. It also does help with mental clarity. You know how when you're going to sleep and all of a sudden you can remember things that you were trying so hard to remember during the day. You remember where that thing was that you lost. You remember that person's name that, by golly, you were staring straight at her and you've known her since childhood. You just remember. Your mind goes into a relaxed state with mental clarity. Unwind has the ingredients in it to help your brain do this and to rest. So it has 5-HTP, which also fights depression. I just think that's wonderful. So adults should take it too. It has magnesium, which is great for bone support and for relaxing and for sleeping. And it has L-theanine, which is a non-essential amino acid, which works with the brain. So that's also, so it's really going, Unwind is a great supplement to give your children and to take yourself. But if you're giving this to your children and they have a light on in their bedroom, a night light, they're not going to go into a deep restorative sleep. And a study was also done on children who sleep with night lights, and something like 80% of them develop nearsightedness. So your eyes, your pupils do something when the light is on, even though your eyelids are shut. So you want to make sure your kids get that dark room also. The supplements won't work as well if you're not in a dark room. Tranquil. Tranquil is another wonderful blend by Young Living. It's lavender, cedarwood, and Roman chamomile. And if you were to deep dive into each of those oils separately, you would just fall in love with each of them. Chamomile has so many wonderful healing properties that I like. I really like this one. Okay. Mega Cow. I'm drinking Mega Cow right now. I love this one. If you're pregnant, you really, really, really want Mega Cow. If you're not pregnant, you still need Mega Cow. It's a great supplement. So it's rich in calcium and it has magnesium. Not all calcium supplements are created equally, as you know, and you've learned. So many of them have synthetic properties and unnatural formulas and fillers. So there are no fillers or synthetic things in this drink. It tastes a little bit like orange maybe tang. It's kind of sweet. Every single serving of Med-Cal, and it's just a little bitty serving, has 210 milligrams of both calcium and magnesium, which are naturally derived from seawater and limestone. I mean, how beautiful is that? I love, once again, what our body needs to build strong bones and to get deep rest is right there in our earth with seawater and limestone. So this supplement also helps with nerve function. I get a lot of questions about people with nerve issues, so this helps with that. And of course, it's essential oil infused. Okay. Okay. Last supplement. If you're a woman and you are waking up at 3 a.m., your progesterone is probably not where it should be. So just keep Progestins Plus on your nightstand. Put it on your ankles before bed. If you need to put it sublingually underneath your tongue or your lip, you pull your lip out and you put it there to get in your bloodstream, you can do that. But if you wake up, say at 3 a.m., just reach over, grab your Progestins Plus, put a bunch back on your ankles, put it on. You can wear it like perfume, wherever you put perfume, and you'll go back to sleep, and you should be able to sleep deeply all night. So not having enough progesterone will cause you to wake up. Okay, so those are the supplements. Last thing before we summarize. Oops, did I do temperature? Did I have a temperature? Yeah, there it is. Your room should be between 60 and 68 degrees. During a sleep study, insomniacs fitted with cooling caps that contain circulating water to cool their heads. When the participants wore the caps, they fell asleep faster than people who didn't have a sleep disorder. So when the insomniacs were kept cool, they slept 89% of the time they were in bed, which is the exact same amount of time that the healthy control group slept. So staying cool can help you sleep. So you don't want to go to bed dressed like an Eskimo ready for a snowstorm. You want to have light clothing, maybe have a fan on, turn the AC down, you know, make sure that you're going to stay cool so that you can sleep all night. Okay, so let's summarize. You want to get adequate sunlight first thing in the morning. And if that's not possible, buy a Carex Light Therapy Lamp. You can grab it on Amazon. Eat to promote sleep. There is a book called Eat to Sleep. You can get that. Live a life of movement during the day. We should be doing this anyway. We're taught to do that. You know, take the stairs, get up and walk, get your 10,000 steps in. Doing that will really help your hormones be in the right cycle so you can go into a deep sleep. Supplement with Young Living's amazing, highly absorbable products, namely Master Formula and Ningxia Red. If you were only to do 2 things tonight and you're like, I gave you a long list of products that can help you, but if you're vitamin deficient, they're not going to work like you need them to work. So I always say start with Master Formula and Ningxia Red, and everything in your body just might work itself out, and you might not need anything extra. But once your vitamins are filled, then you can do all the extras. Okay, use your oils before bed. Keep the room cool and no blue lights, no lights in the room at all. Supplements for sleep, golden turmeric, Mu Pro, but not every night since it has the hormone melatonin. Super D because it's the sunlight vitamin. Mega Cow because it's perfectly balanced. Sleep Essence, I didn't even mention that one. Valerian, vetiver. Gosh, guys, I didn't even tell you about vetiver, which is one of my favorites. You just do this with vetiver, swipe it across your nose. It puts me into a sleep coma, a stinking sleep coma. It's just one oil. It's a, vetiver is used a lot of times for kids whose brains are bouncing and they can't focus. But for me, it quiets my brain and I go into super deep sleep. So I love that one. Cedarwood, and then Sleepy Eyes for babies. If you're looking at my slide, it has a few extra things I didn't mention. If you're married, studies show that having sex right before bed really helps you to sleep better. You want to have a caffeine curfew And also having a plant in your room will help you to sleep better, because it's, especially the snake plant, because the snake plant releases oxygen at night, more oxygen than other plants. So it's on a different cycle than the other plants. So that's a snake plant. Okay, so oops, somebody's coming in, bless her heart. Some people thought it was at 8:30. Okay, so that is a sleep class. The resources are Sleep Smarter, Eat to Sleep, and the Essential Oils Desk Reference. And you can deep dive into those. I'm happy to send you a link for the Carex Light if anybody needs that. I'm going to look in the chat box to see if y'all have any questions, because I have not been looking in it. If I can find the chat box. Hold on. Okay, I'm looking at the questions. Oh goodness, you hear back noise? Now I hear you. Could y'all hear me okay? I hope so. I'm so sorry. Can you go over the foods to jumpstart melatonin again? You could not write that fast enough. Yes. Avocados, cherries, brown rice. That's correct. Thank you, Morgan. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Jennifer, for saying that. I only buy raw nuts. Cooked nuts are very acidic, and an acidic body is the perfect environment to grow disease in. So buy raw nuts. They're delicious. They're way more delicious anyway. Okay, I see two people say that there was a lot of back noise. I'll look at the recording, and if we need to redo it, I'll redo it. Parafree is internal, comes in a big giant bottle, and you take 3. Yeah, it's an internal, you take them. 70% of people have parasites. Yeah, Christy, I think that most people have parasites. We all have carriers. But sometimes when the parasites are interrupting our lives, like our sleep, and sometimes they cause really terrible health problems. Like if they're in your kidneys or in your bladder, they can cause leakage in your kidneys and your bladder, and you can have like, doctors will think that you have like a serious kidney condition. And if they're Western medically trained, they're not going to think parasites, and you could go into all sorts of testing that could ruin your kidneys. So parasites live in different places. They're soft gels, yes. Yes, Rachel, that's good. I also sometimes take my mineral essence in capsules, because that does work. Just lately I've been putting it in the bath because it's easy. You love that over 2? Yay. Okay, the mineral essence ratio, yes. I will, let's see. Savannah says she's been taking golden turmeric and that helped her pass the parasite. Wow. Sydney, my daughter-in-law, said the Feelings kit passed her parasites. That's crazy. You should watch her highlight. Vicki, you can know you have parasites a couple of ways. If you scan for it, I do Zytoscans on people, and a lot of times parasites will show up. The scan shows like sleep. It shows 4 core systems, and sleep is one of them. And I didn't understand why parasites kept showing up in a lot of people's sleep area. I'm like, that makes no sense to me. It should be in the digestive tract. But what the scan was trying to tell me is they can't sleep because they have parasites, and the parasites are keeping them up. So if your skin itches at night when you're trying to go to sleep, or if your stomach is very active while you're trying to sleep, and if you drop Digize on your belly button while you're laying flat at night and your stomach is moving and all the parasites stop moving, those are parasites. I read that in the desk reference and tried it when I was dealing with my parasites, and I was freaked out. I was like, oh my gosh, I have a colony.
Tell you some meals. Stop your you want yogurt real quick?
Okay, so yeah, that is, I will give you let me look up the ratios, Destiny, and I'll put them in the chat box for you. And that's all the information. There's a lot of information. Sleep Smart is a wonderful book if you're needing to deep dive. I mean, it's like 10 hours long, something like that. Let me see if I can. Was anybody else wanting those ratios? I can just email it to you because I'm not seeing it in my notes. Unless you just want to hang here for a second. Okay, I'm gonna look for that. Thank y'all for coming. You do not have to hang here anymore. I'm gonna sit here and find this for Destiny. Anybody else who's interested is welcome to stay here too. Let's see.
Terry, could I ask you a question? Can you hear me?
Yes.
You can? Okay. I was just curious since I was in the class or in the the book club with you for the parenting book. I'm curious about if you have a child who is struggling with sleep but is also sort of afraid of the dark. She sleeps with a nightlight, and I'm starting to think maybe that's not helping. So, do you have any tips on how to help calm that fear, around like transition to a dark room?
Well, you could, yes, you could let her fall asleep to a dark room and then turn it off if you can do that. That interrupts when you go to sleep too, though. If the bathroom light is on and she can see the light underneath her door, or she knows around the corner there's light, if she's getting up to go to the bathroom, but you don't want the light directly in her room. Kids, like we were talking about in the book club, they like to be in the know. And if you were to explain to her, like, the bathroom is right here, I'm right here, Jesus is with you, give her that confidence, give her some scriptures, and talk her through it and tell her it's just really a lot healthier for you to sleep. Do you want to grow big and strong and tall? And all kids do, she would probably appreciate that. Knowing why helps. And feeling safe. She needs to feel safe. And you can help her work through those fears. For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and love and a sound mind. It's a great time for you to spend working through that with her. So those ratios are not going to be easy to find right now. I hope that answered your question.
Oh, hey, Terry.
Yes.
The ratios you were talking about, like for calcium and magnesium and stuff, was that in regards to Ningxia or the supplement mineral essence?
That is that's Ningxia. So mineral essence is not an everyday supplement. So how we talk about, you're going to take your master formula and your Ningxia Red, and you're going to take them for 100 days. And if you've been sick or you haven't been well, then you're going to do your blood work. Okay. So now you're at a baseline, and now you're going to see, okay, my D was a 0. So I need to add D, or my minerals I've been drinking distilled water and I don't have enough minerals. So you will supplement and get on top of things with mineral essence, but not every day. Not every day. Too many minerals can lead to kidney stones. The minerals inside of Ningxia Red are perfectly balanced. And so that's the point there, is that if you get on top of your minerals, if you're not sleeping, take some doses, take a few days of mineral essence. And then, if you sustain with Ningxia Red, you should just be fine. I just occasionally take mineral essence. Does that make sense? So, yeah.
Last question. I'm sorry, Terry. I believe my sister has that problem with too much melatonin. She's been taking melatonin every night for years because she suffers with insomnia. Do you have a place I could direct her to, teach her how to retrace, like what you're talking about, to get her body to start producing it again?
Yeah, absolutely think about that. A place for her to retrace. She's really, honestly, just implementing all of these things. Like all of the tips I gave you, lifestyle tips of sunlight between 6 and 8:30 in the morning, she's going to have to really assist her hormones and not give herself melatonin, and her body will eventually make it. Now, she will need something like Unwind, because Unwind has 5-HTP in it. She's going to want to really boost her serotonin, okay? And because if there was a wheel, serotonin is on this side and melatonin is on this side, and they need to be balanced. If you don't have enough melatonin, your serotonin, you're going to get depressed. So serotonin is your happy hormone, melatonin is your sleepy hormone. She's going to need to exercise a lot during the day, and then be okay with struggling with sleep for a while her body learns to make it again. I mean, there will be an adjustment period there. But yeah, I mean, it's just the same thing with what we all need to do, is supplement, and it's just doing these steps. She just will have to understand she's not going to sleep very well in the beginning. And I'm sorry. That's happened to a lot of people who just supplement with melatonin and don't understand the consequences. So, okay. If nobody has anything else, then we're done. Thank y'all for hopping on. It's good to see y'all. Y'all sleep well. Bye, Rachel. Bye, Maria. Bye, Yvette.
Bye.
Bye, bye, Jolie. It's good to see you. Bye. Bye, Christy. Bye, Elise.